You guys are making me laugh and I haven't even started yet. Welcome to another Open Chat Live. Happy Wednesday, October 24th, 2018. Cheers to all Windows users. I mean, all users. Excuse me. I'm drinking healthy tonight. Water with a slice of lemon and some mint leaves. Mint. Where have I heard that before? Mint. Oh, Linux Mint. Cheers. Anyway, I'm wearing my glasses on tonight, so this will make me look smarter. Anyway, welcome to this live chat for all users of all technology, including Windows, Linux, Apple, Chromebooks, Android, and whatever you like to use. So stop by and say, especially if you are a newbie, stop by and say hello in spite of what Spatry says. Too much glare on the glass. Yeah, I have to get new glasses with anti-glare coating. But anyway, not today. But all right, so this is just an open chat. Turn down the brightest. I did, Spat. The problem is I have this huge 32-inch monitor. It's like I've got it as far as I can go, and it's right in front of me. I need like a smaller 27-inch anti-glare. Yeah, man, yeah. Anyway, you guys know who I am, so. All right, so this is an open chat, whatever technical topics, questions you have. Again, if you are new to this, please do stop by and say hello. If not, I'm leaving soon, yeah. All right, let me get situated here. Let's get Mr. Cup of Linux in the house, even though I have a cup of mint water. Blame my glasses on Microsoft? Okay. I normally wear contacts, but I'm giving my eyes a rest for this evening. Come on, Spatry, join the stream. Let's see, who else is here? Spatry, Ben, Peter Brown. Cheers. Liberty Linux, hello. This was an unscheduled live event, by the way, so.
Okay.
Senor Folgers, how are you? This was an unscheduled live event. So.
Yeah, that's why I'm not using my good camera today.
Senor Folgers, how are you? I'm getting feedback.
This should work now.
All right, test. All right.
How's my audio coming out?
No feedback. Good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I had to close the other window, so now I can't see the live chat. Not that it matters anyway.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I hope you can see me okay, and if you can't, well,
no problem. Yeah, right, yeah. Here's Patrick. Put the glare right on there. Yeah.
Nope, this is the Total BS. I mean, Total OS Today show.
Well, that's our show tonight, folks. Have a good.
See, I didn't even put in my teeth, and no caffeine today. It's red Kool-Aid.
Oh, Kool-Aid. Okay. Well, like I said, I have water, mint leaves, and lemon.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Hello, KO2610. Quails, hello. Oh, he says, look out, Spatry alert. Yes, my phone came out. My phone dinged with the Spatry alert, and but I'm still here. In spite of my better judgment.
Well, actually, I did my live stream earlier today. I looked at because Manjaro just released a third release candidate for their desktop.
Yeah.
So since I looked at XFCE about a week ago, I decided to look at KDE and GNOME. Both of them look awesome. So if you guys haven't checked them out, download them. Good stuff. So
very good.
And I know you don't care very much for Manjaro, but there's a lot.
I tried. You know I did. It just didn't work out. So.
Okay, well, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, it's been a trouble-free user experience. I've even given copies of Manjaro to people in my church, and they love it.
Okay.
So
you know what? Use what works. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Use what works. If Manjaro works, then don't switch. For me, it's been Ubuntu Mate. So.
My old
Hi, Steve.
is running Debian. So, I'm using Debian on the old computer, running Open Simulator software, and it's running great. Love it. So, it's that time of the night, and we're getting all the telemarketers and that sort of thing.
I thought that was maybe the developer from Manjaro calling you, saying thank you.
A better odds of getting struck twice by lightning than to have a developer call me.
Well, it's that time of year for the elections. I mean, the midterm elections. Vote for me. Vote for him. Vote for her.
Oh goodness, we've got plenty. We've got enough kindling from the election flyers and the black money. You know the black money flyers saying, "Oh, this schmuck is voting for this and that."
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got
what? I ignore all that.
No.
I ignore all that. I go to the voting booth. I met him. I met her. I know him. Not sure, and that's who I vote. That's how I go.
Can't say I blame you there.
Anyway, Quails, how are you? Yeah, really. Yeah. Hello, Quails. You were watching Switch to Linux. Very, very good. Hi, Yugi.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh's here. Hi, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Tony, welcome. Spatry, did you catch Brian Lunduke's latest video?
I didn't. But then again,
hello, Daniel. He
what was his show on?
He posted a question: why hasn't the Linux desktop caught on? I mean, like a mass marketed, And he says it was because of marketing. I'm like, how can you market something that does not exist yet?
Nonsense.
It's not the market. Marketing comes into play later.
Right.
Well, you need a product. You need a quote-unquote standard. I call it a national Linux desktop. Whatever it's based on, it doesn't matter. It could be Manjaro, Debian. It just has to work out of the box. Once you pick that...
This is the desktop that Linux has tactical superiority over.
There you go.
This is it. This is the only place that it is taken off. And,
there you go. Right.
For many people, that's good enough.
Once you have that standard, Spatry, whether it's Android, and our name was we decided to call it Andromeda OS Desktop or something, but it doesn't matter. Once that's in place, and you have the resources to support it, then you market it.
Right.
But how can you market something that does not exist? Brian's on the right track, but you need to have the quote standard product first, and it cannot cost more than $400. That's the sweet spot. $400 works out of the box, 30-day money-back guarantee. It has to be in stores so Mom and Mrs. Consumer, Mr. Consumer can try it physically there.
Do you know what I just realized? You have the same exact glasses that I'm wearing.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I have multiple glasses, so. Let's get some other people in the chat. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. That means I'm just as insane as you are?
No, you just probably bought them at the same place I did.
I got these years ago, yeah. GB2, hello GB2.
I can't see any of the incoming remarks.
Okay. Yeah, if there's a question for you, I'll let you know. Let me get some other people. Hello, Paul.
Or hold on, maybe I can try and let me
just open up the browser and just don't run the actual video. Just hit stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that now.
Okay.
Because I do want to be able to see.
Okay.
What people are saying, and that way I can even comment too.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna.
By the way, check your emails. Those of you who support the channel on Patreon or PayPal, thank you kindly. The private chat is scheduled for this Friday night at 8:30. Technology and the opioid crisis.
You having a private chat thing?
Yeah, people wanted me to go back on Patreon, to help support the channel, and I said fine. But then I said, "What do you guys want as a reward?" There was some there was some ideas floating around, brainstorming, and I thought, well, how about a private chat that us can talk,
Okay.
Make it private, and then if it's something we can vote on to make it public, then I'll make it public later, and they agreed. So that's what I mean, I really didn't know what reward. I don't have, merchandise or anything like that. But anyway, that's what I do, so.
I thought about doing some Patreon myself, but I haven't set that up yet. And I just enabled Super Chat on mine, but nobody's ever thrown anything at me. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had a few people. There are people, Spatch, who just don't like Patreon or PayPal for a variety of reasons, and the only thing left is Super Chat because that's instantaneous. It's right there. And
how do you get paid for that, though?
It's part of your Google AdSense account.
All right, so but I'm partnered through TGN though, so wouldn't
that I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't partner outside of YouTube.
All right,
so
well,
what you have, I don't know.
I'm going to be dropping that anyway. I've been partnered with TGN now for 6 years.
Okay.
And it's like they're pulling up a big chunk of my revenue, and
okay.
I'm not really caring for that. So
I've gotten invitations for that, but unless you have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and make a lot of money to pay some, I'm not sure how that could be beneficial in the long run. But that's strictly my opinion.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I wanted. So all of you, check your emails.
Okay.
Spatch, if you want to join, you're more than welcome to.
All right. All right. Well, so
right now it's scheduled for Saturday, 8:30 p.m.
Well,
it won't be a long one. It'll just be my, personal thoughts and information. I was talking to a friend of mine. He's a retired lawyer. He gave me some information. I was going to do it last week, but I wasn't comfortable. I didn't have enough information. Look, I'm not a pharmacist or anything, But it's just a frank discussion on what's a mess in this country. And it ain't politics. Yeah.
It's a lot better than I like. Don't get me wrong. I like Big Daddy Linux, but the last times I was on his show, he just had too many people on the panel, and it was really hard to take part in a conversation.
Right.
So, I think I prefer the smaller.
His shows are super nice. I mean, I've enjoyed being on there. But when you have 20, I think Google Hangouts maximum is maximum 10 people.
Yeah.
Which is
and even
just
then
about
that's too many. Even then, that's too many. Sometimes.
But it's doable. When you have 20, then it gets out of hand, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Then you've got people fighting for the microphone, and everybody wants to get in the word edgewise. And it's impossible. So yeah.
But still, check out Big Daddy. Great show Saturday night. He changed his mind.
And I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking his show. I was just saying, if he'd make his show a little bit earlier, I'd be more inclined to participate. Because hey, I go to bed at 10:30 at night.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, I go to bed early. I'm up at 6:30, 7 o'clock every morning now. So
okay, I try to do these shows at different times. Yeah.
I'm getting old, Tosh, and I get up early now.
Spatchy's getting a little whippersnapper. Madhouse Jack. That sounds like a drink. Madhouse Jack.
Absolutely. Hey, we gotta bring back news and nonsense this week.
We're going to do it last week, but you were having multimedia issues.
What we'll do is I think we'll have you hop in on Mumble Sunday.
Okay.
And we'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Well, right now my only thing is going on Friday night. Now, it's possible I'll have a schedule and nobody jumps on, or one person jumps on. That won't be enough. I'll just cancel. Then we'll go public. Okay? I've done these solo before, and that's fine. But for a topic like that, I don't want to go solo.
Let me ask you, Toss, what do you think about the news about Linus Torvalds coming back and the new code of conduct? Have you seen it?
I knew he was going to come back. I knew it. I think after, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years of non-user friendly language, I'll just put it that way. You know, I've seen some of his emails and they were vicious. Even if he didn't mean it, they were still not appropriate. Look, if we say once, twice, and we joke, that's it. But he did it incessantly. And I think he realized he was wrong. He was just flat out wrong. I knew he was going to come back. There was no, because even though I didn't take it personally, I realized what he had to do. So he's back, right? He is back as of this week. The new code of conduct, I have not read since last month's code of conduct. So is it any drastically different?
It's same.
It is. Okay.
And I know the social justice warriors who were behind all of this. He, she, whoever it was, the MK person. Well, they must be really pulling their hair out by the roots by now, because they didn't really get everything that they wanted. You know?
All right. Here's the thing. Hi, Tim. From what I read, taking at face value, I did not see anything wrong with it. However, about TOS, it's open to interpretation. The Ten Commandments are open to interpretation. The Constitution, the Bill of Rights. So the problem isn't, quote, the words in the Code of Conduct. The problem is the inherent stupidity of mankind. That's what the problem. That includes me, by the way.
I'm stupid.
Yeah, you know. So before we start saying, "Oh, the SJWs need to burn in hell," really, people, you live your life. People who watch, you live your life based on your values. You know.
Started.
Anyway, we're all social justice warriors based on our beliefs. So when they say SJWs will burn in hell, so that means humanity has to burn in hell. That's really smart, isn't it?
Well, you know the way things are going on in this world right now, I think day by day we're starting to see the whole world burning little by little.
It seems that way. Yeah. I know.
Oh, Ben! Say hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, guys. How are you?
What's up, man?
See, this is the story of our lives. We invite him to come on the show and join us in the conversation, and then he has the audacity to get up and fix a sandwich rather than to say hello to us.
Well, this channel always goes towards food because somebody said he called it this channel mate and meatballs. So there you go. Yeah.
Hey, people.
What's up, man?
See what happens? You guys can't let me come on the show ever because I'm just nuts.
Daniel, Tom, check your emails. Invitations have been sent. Steve, do you want to join us?
You bring the excitement.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Ben, we got Ricky. Yeah. Hi.
Oh, by the way, Spatry, Ricky is usually master. Just so you know.
What did you say, Ben?
Farron OS was pretty neat too. I had a look at that one as well. That one's got the Cinnamon desktop.
Yeah.
And that one's based on Linux Mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've looked at a few interesting Linux distributions, especially if we've got people in the house who are transitioning over from Microsoft Windows, and they want to consider another option. I realize
Did you see now Microsoft is eating zip files?
Really?
They really botched it.
Yeah.
Look, I use Windows, but when they mess up, I'll say it, they messed up. You know.
How you doing, Toss?
So we got Ben, Daniel, Ricky. Yeah, hi everybody.
Can you hear me?
Si, senor.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I'm on a new operating system. So
Which one? Which one are you running now?
I went to the
I'm running
1804 Ubuntu Monte.
Very good.
I'm on a new
And I'm running Debian on the other computer.
I'm on a new operating system as well. I went from Arch back to Ubuntu
And
Mate.
if Manjaro didn't exist, I think I would be running Debian, because Debian is awesome. I love it.
Yes, Patrick.
Although I'd probably be running something a little bit more cutting edge, you know.
Patrick, I was that new guy that was
I
on
mean,
Mumble.
I like stability, so I have one computer running stable, and I have something, you know, running cutting edge. Not bleeding, cutting edge.
Well, here's the thing with cutting edge. When you run cutting edge software, you get cut.
And you
So
bleed.
let that be a lesson. Yeah.
Are you going to cut me with that knife? Did you feel it was that important to bring a
Well,
knife?
no, I use this to cut my lemon to put in my drink. So anyway,
Hey, Tom, what's up, bro?
Okay.
Greetings. How's it going?
Thomas.
Sam, how you doing?
Good. My volume is
I'll
excessive.
shut up now and give everybody else a chance to talk.
We have the master in the house. Master, how are you, master? Master of what, though? Anarita, welcome. My favorite person from Portuguese, whatever.
Anarita OS.
Anarita.
Anarita the body, baby. No,
Is it me or I can just hear you toss and nobody else?
You can't hear nobody else.
can everybody
Really?
else hear everybody else?
Must
I
be a
can hear everybody
managerial
else.
thing.
Is my microphone working, Toss?
It's working.
Okay.
Spatchy,
Anyway-
all you hear is me?
All I hear is you.
Oh, my God. Do you have a backup stable system like Windows? I'm just asking.
You need to check something and see if there's something going
Yeah.
wonky
Okay.
with the mix.
Yeah, we got like 40 people watching, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
Any,
yeah, and on the
anyway,
playback front, when you're speaking, I can hear you just fine, but everybody else I can't hear.
Are you using Chrome?
Yes,
Okay, I want to make sure.
yeah, I'm using Chrome.
Yeah.
The Chrome, believe it or not.
anyway, Toss, I'm using Ubuntu Mate 1804.
Another Ubuntu Mate user. Yay!
I'm on.
I'm barely hearing.
Okay.
I got Linux Mint Debian edition.
We have a Linux Mint user, Spatry. Okay.
Anyway, I was on Arch Linux for almost a month, so I've taken what I learned from Arch and I've incorporated it into my setup in Ubuntu
Okay.
Mate.
If I missed anybody in chat, please say hello again. If you are new to all this, please let us know.
Hey,
That's
man, how
what-
you doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. You?
I'm doing good.
I got a question for Toss.
Go ahead, Daniel.
Here,
Okay, private chats, how do those work, and do you get a key to get in, or?
Yeah, I will send it out. I sent out the email. You should have got it.
I did.
Just to let you guys know, I will send out the stream key Friday.
But I've missed them before, and I never got a key, so I was curious.
All right. If for some reason you don't get it, send me an email and I'll send it. I have two ways of sending it: through Thunderbird or through my other email. So it should work one way or the other, hopefully.
I post them up as a post on Patreon if everyone's a Patreon.
Yeah.
I
Well, not
have-
everybody's on Patreon, so
I have 4 emails, so you're bound to hit one of them.
okay. But yeah, I will send that stream key out Friday.
Oh, by the way, Tom, nice haircut.
Thank you. Stuck my head in a lawnmower. It was great.
Tom, it'll last a while.
That's exactly why I do it, because my hair grows too fast. I don't want to get my hair cut every 3 days.
Yeah, when I go in for the full shave.
Yeah.
How can you live in Florida with that?
I know, man. That's like the Amazon forest on his head.
Actually, they've got a thread on the Cup of Linux forum on the epicness of Spatry's hair. You know, there are men my age who would kill to have hair like that.
Yeah, really, I know.
Hello, everybody.
I say,
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hello, Spatry.
Anyway,
Can you hear still or no?
Yes.
you can hear.
That was
Let's see here. I'm looking at the ticker feed. China, Russia are listening to Trump's phone calls. Well, I already know that.
Why is this called news? I mean, it's no news.
It's on the ticker, so yeah.
and why would they be interested in anything that he's doing?
Because it's pure
it's-
comedy
It's
factor.
called entertainment. That's entertainment.
Absolutely, that's exactly what it is. Because it's certainly not politics that they're doing in the White
You know
House.
what's funny? When he won, they found him using an
journalist.
unsecured Android phone in the White House. Anyway,
Well,
No, that was an iPhone, not.
yeah. Okay. Hello, Ron. How are you? Quint. Hello, Quint. Hello. We have our person from Russia.
Yes.
Dobre. I forgot to say Drobe. Good morning. Dobre.
Zdrowie.
Dobre veche, comrade. I might be saying that wrong.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Nostrovia.
Nostrovi. That means thank
That's when
you.
you're down in one area.
Okay.
Yeah, Steve, I'd come over and check out your channel and you're streaming, but I don't get no notifications, and I subscribed.
I don't know. I mean, I'm still new at it, so I've only had 2, both.
I tried to leave a comment, you know, but I take care of my American friends here.
I got a long way to go to catch up to 3 of the guys on here, so.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
you're
I can hear
experts.
some people, but not everybody now. Must be that attenuation thing going on.
You got a gator chomping on your phone line.
Spatry, by the way, thank you for looking at my request for me.
What request was that?
Farron OS.
Oh, okay, yes.
You did a very good review. I was very impressed by it.
I don't do reviews.
Oh.
He does quick watches.
No. That's ISO.
Hi, this is Fred. It looks nice. Goodbye.
That's a usability experiment in a virtual machine. I don't do reviews anymore because people are so abrasive when you do these videos, you know, and it's like, so I just slapped up a disclaimer.
Well, when my SSD drive comes in next week, I'll be doing real test in a full install on real hardware.
I'll tell you what. When you use SSD for VirtualBox machines, those operating systems run quick.
I won't be doing it'll be what I'm going to do is disconnect the hard drive with Windows, hook that one because I don't have a second port, and just test it that way. I'll keep the hard drive as a backup, but it'll be a full install. Yeah, that way people can't. Well, VirtualBox isn't the real thing. That's true.
Well,
let me explain.
Around.
But the thing is, you know, people tune in because they want to see the software in use.
Yeah.
They don't really give a darn about, you know, the actual equipment that you're using. You know, they just want to see the software in use and see if it's something they want to take the time to download, try out. You know.
Well, I mean, you know, some of them make a point. You can't really test it without a real install. That's true.
Well, yes, but you know, my point is just showing the software in use,
right?
And then if they decide they want to try it out, then they can download it.
Absolutely.
And their hardware.
And for newbies, a VirtualBox is still one of the safest ways to try Linux and Windows. So
and the thing is,
wrong.
you know, I have that going opinion that if your OS isn't good enough to run in a virtual machine, why should I try it on real hardware?
Right.
There you go.
You know. So
true. That's true. Well, I mean, I ordered this off. It was like $30. 120 gig is all I need. So why not? I got the spare desktop. So why not? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I got. I got one of those PNYs, and my main OS and my home directory resides on this 120 gig drive, and then I put my swap space on an internal spinning hard disk.
The one thing I didn't do, I should have ordered like a 3-inch or 3.5 inch to a 3.5 to 2.5 inch adapter, but I didn't. So what I'm going to use is probably just like double-sided sticky tape and stick it at the bottom of the desktop.
Just
I have one of
top of a newspaper. It's not like it's mechanical. And
right. It isn't like an earthquake is going to hit me tomorrow. Now watch tomorrow morning. I'll be shaking. Yeah.
They have these USB 3 cables that you can buy that you can just connect a laptop hard drive to. I bought one of those, and because I've got a bunch of laptop hard drives from old equipment and stuff lying around, and I decided to make backup drives with this one little cable. I think it cost me what, $10 for it?
Yeah. The prices have dropped. I mean, I could have got a case and extra cables, not that much, but really just for testing, I just got. By the way, it's a Kingston brand. Someone asked me, so it was like $28. Anyway, I should be in Saturday.
eBay,
so we'll
Amazon, they got you covered.
Yeah.
I get a whole bunch of stuff from eBay. I recommend eBay wholeheartedly.
And Arita says, good prints and good brand. Thank you for calling me a prince. I appreciate it. Good brand.
Love fire protection.
Yes, Toss is a good brand. I agree. Hi, Anna. Question for the crew who came in late. Brian Lunduk had a good video out today. He believes that the blame on not having a national Linux desktop falls on marketing. Me and Spatry talked about it. What say you guys?
I think, in my opinion, that I can definitely believe that, because in order for a true Linux desktop to actually flourish, you have to have the right areas of marketing, and right now we don't really have that as of yet.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
The real problem is fragmentation.
Now, I was just going to say that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think the problem is fragmentation. It is absolutely 1,000% marketing, because if you market enough, then people are going to go and see it. It doesn't matter which version of Linux it is. Whichever version of Linux throws the money in marketing, develops the campaign, they're going to be successful.
But the thing is, we don't have a standardized desktop. You've got all these different desktops to choose from. Okay, and that sets up, some confusion there. All right, you've got all these Qt apps, you've got all these GTK apps. You pile them all in one OS, and they don't match. They don't fit your theme or anything like that. There's no standard. And if there were a standard, it would probably have a better odds of, being adopted.
I have my thoughts. Anybody else?
I still don't think it matters.
Well, so Google Chrome OS. That's based on what?
Gentoo.
Gentoo.
So is it? I mean, here Google OS is so Chrome OS is so big. Is it also? I mean, could Google have used marketing on that? Could they have a Linux distribution?
The thing with Google is they took their Gentoo apart and they based the kernel and everything around it against the hardware that they were going to put it into.
Exactly.
So it all was married together to work flawlessly. Well, I wouldn't say flawlessly, but very well.
Right, but so couldn't they? I mean, it's never mentioned that it's a Linux distribution. I mean, in the heart, it truly is. So we do, in a way, have a national distribution. It's just, as Tom says, it wasn't marketed that way. People wanted it as their own, and.
If you're running a piece of software like an operating system over, let's say 4 dozen different hardware combinations, desktops, laptops, Linux ain't much different than Windows. There's bugs in both of them related to them hardware issues.
Yep.
All right, here's my thing about this. Brian is on the right track, but me and Spatry talked about it earlier. How can you market something that doesn't exist yet? If somebody came to me, a company or whatever, hey Toss, here's $100 grand. I want you to be the spokesperson of a Linux desktop. Marketing, great. Which one? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? If you don't know, how do I know? We have to pick a national desktop first. Call it Andromeda desktop, right? Oh, whatever. You have to pick the desktop.
It seems to me that
once you have it, then you market it.
It seems to me that
what are we going to market?
Seems like many of the major desktops out there right now, like Ubuntu, Fedora, a number of them are all using GNOME.
Like I said, if a company, and I think Amazon and Google have the resources, but it doesn't really matter what it's based on. It just has to work out of the box. It could be Arch, it could be Ubuntu, Debian.
Neither one of them are going to, though, because the problem is that they want to keep you locked into an ecosystem, and Linux is by nature free. So any company that wants to spend the resources to build a national Linux desktop is going to be able to succeed at doing it. Doesn't matter which desktop. It doesn't matter which desktop. It doesn't matter which theme. It doesn't matter which distro. All that matters is the marketing and getting enough people to see it with enough of the resources. And what's going to happen then is whatever one they pick, as long as they're consistent with that one, that's going to get on there. And then people are going to look around and go, oh, there's other things too. And they'll start to figure it all out.
Considering all the stuff that's been going on with Windows 10 and Windows 7, I think was probably the last great non-convoluted system. Perfect opportunity these last couple of years for Linux to come out ahead. A golden opportunity lost, But Google's got the resources. They already have the Android system. That's a standard desktop. Chromebooks are a standard, a standard laptop. But they're not, at least right now, they're not doing it. So
Well, they don't
The question is who's going to throw out the money for all the marketing, especially for a free open source software package.
I think it should all come out of
Linus Torvalds.
Right? Yeah.
No, we ought to make Richard Stallman pay for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, I could see that. Yeah.
Ben says Canonical needs to start advertising. They have the money for it.
Well, let's just say that marketing would stall.
Canonical could probably do it, but I think they have to answer to some shareholders.
Google really has the infrastructure in place with their Chromebooks and their Android system.
But they want to lock you into that system.
Yeah, it's when Chromebooks can run any Linux application on top of it, and they open it up with root access. That's going to be a good thing. But
I think they're doing it now with their Chromebooks to run some Linux apps, right? Even though that's been testing.
Some, but it's not like it's open with root access that I can take this and install anything I want.
But here's the thing. Mr. and Mrs. Consumer won't care. You and I will, but they won't care. They'll see a desktop. I don't have to reboot 6 times to update. Yay! I don't have to worry about viruses. Yay! I can hook up my Android phone and it syncs automatically. Yay! I can use Chrome. Yay! Sold. $400. Sold.
Yeah.
I think the virus
Somebody
thing
like
become
me.
a little more of a problem once Linux gains serious popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gonna, the goons are going to infect the packages, and then we're going to have to deal with that.
All I'm saying is the opportunity, there's room for another national desktop. Now, obviously, if a $400 machine is not a gaming machine, but you tell that to the customer ahead of time.
Again, fragmentation. They may make infected packages for, Chrome OS, but those infected packages aren't going to open up on Manjaro or Debian or Fedora.
Yeah. Well,
fragmentation. I mean,
anyway.
It's a weakness, but it's also a strength too. So,
look, I get comments all the time. I try to use Linux, but the video drivers and the printer drivers, I'd have to find this a puzzle.
API drivers, Haas.
Great, I'm not using them. They work fine. So anyway, hi TC Texture or TS Texture, welcome. But yeah, I don't use them, so I'm in good shape.
Oh, by the way, everybody in the comments section, smash that like button, support everybody here.
All right, 1 like button smashed.
If you guys haven't checked out the last Life of Linux we did last week or 2 weeks ago, me and Switch, check it out. What did we talk about? I forgot already. I'm sorry.
A couple old guys having a great time. That's all I
We talked about the difference between a distro and a desktop.
That's right. That's right.
That's midlife crisis and memory loss. I ought to hand you a bottle of Geritol, boss.
It must be the mint in my drink.
Eventually, we'll get to another one, right?
Eventually. I actually got to...
Yeah, what did I send you? I think that topic was good. We'll write that down that I texted you this week. We'll just...
Something our favorite needed apps, best apps or something. I don't know. I forget what it was.
Yeah, I think it was like...
what we need to... Apps. Needed apps.
There it is.
Must-have apps.
What? Yeah, let's see.
Mustard apps.
Mustard apps, yes. Anyway.
I don't know. I'd have to find it.
Okay. But yeah, that was last week. That was number 15. Another LIL, L-I-L, Life in Linux. Just 2 guys hanging out talking Linux to any newbies out there. And you're right. It was about what's the difference between a distro and a DE. Now I remember. Okay. And if we have any newbies out there, a distro is just short for distribution. An open source operating system that is released to the public is a distro. Not a bistro. That's the different thing. Anyway.
Well, Linux is the biggest distro system on the planet.
It sure is. It is. That's what I've been saying, man. The potential is endless for the Andromeda desktop. Zizu. Hello, Zizu.
Let me ask you, is Andromeda going to use GTK Qt, or is it going to use something else?
Spatry, like I said, whatever works out of the box. I don't really care.
We're going to use Infinity.
It's I would say keep it lightweight because the machine probably won't be a high spec machine for $100. You know.
No, it's got to be able to run Compiz. I gotta wobble my Windows.
You keep drinking coffee. You'll be doing a lot of wobbling.
It does have to look good, though. I mean,
I got big screens in my Windows.
Anyway,
you know that it's getting good enough that it might run on the lower end hardware.
It might.
I mean, I still think KDE or something else. That the problem with some of the like Mate, XFCE, and things is they do look more dated than I like Cinnamon doesn't look as dated.
I'm not into looks that much. I mean, in terms of customizations,
we're not. But the population,
exactly.
Like
could be.
This morning I did a comparison. KDE Plasma used less memory on a fresh Manjaro installation and boot than their GNOME desktop did.
By the way, Zizou, if you're new, I think everybody say hello to Zizou.
Hello.
Hi, Zizou.
Hello.
Zizou.
Zizou.
And Cinnamon, while it's nice, I mean that one's a little bit of a memory hog, I think.
A little bit. I have it. It's slightly more than Mate. Not that much, but it is.
Cinnamon, I used it for 8 months, man. It was pretty good. I have a high-end machine, so it didn't wink at it at all.
Yeah. Right now, I'm only using 3.6 gig, and I have Skype open. I'm doing this. I have an email client open, and I'm actually playing the video in the background, and I'm only on an A8 processor, so it's not exactly like.
I think the reason why I went back to Mate because my very first test of Ubuntu years ago was with the old GNOME 2 look, and I like it. It was simple then. It's simple now. I mean, I know I could change the looks if I want to. But for what I do, I just want it to work. I just want it to be stable. So
that's why I went Ubuntu this time.
Yeah, I just want it to work. So that's
I got tired of fighting with the USB drive.
Okay.
Slow but sure, XFCE's transitioning to GTK3. I'm noticing that on Manjaro as time has progressed. They're replacing components of XFCE with GTK3 compatible stuff, like the panels now GTK3. It's really amazing what they're doing with it.
I noticed some of the XFCE also comes with OpenBox directly installed with it.
No OpenBox on this system.
Oh
yeah, I know on the last Life in Linux we talked about installing multiple desktop environments, and sometimes that can whack your system, as it were. Too many different package managers and file managers and stuff. But it's cool to have different DEs.
LXDE and LXQT need OpenBox to have the complete desktop experience. So I have seen OpenBox used with LXDE and LXQT, but I've never seen it on XFCE, and I could be wrong.
By the way, the poll, there's a week left. I don't have the link. Just search my channel. Just type poll. What is your best Linux distro for this year? It could be pick anything you want.
Can I give you a guess for the one I'm going to pick?
Windows 7.
Yeah. Did you mean malware 10?
Sure.
That's a good idea.
Now, Spatry, I tried Manjaro 3 times, and I really did like it, but it wouldn't stay together for me. It would just get to the point where it wouldn't boot no more.
Well, I think the desktop gave you the boot, Dan.
It did. It booted me.
It says Manjaro isn't user-friendly. Manjaro chooses its friends.
Yes, it does.
Well, I knew I was in trouble 2 years ago when I did a full install. Spatry will remember.
Yes.
And I turned on the AUR. Warning, this is dangerous. Use at your own risk. No problem. I got my fire extinguisher. I pulled out my fire extinguisher. No problem.
Hey, I need that fire extinguisher, man.
Danger, Will
You
Roberts.
see, and this is why, because you're supposed to actually visit the AUR page, download the snapshot, extract it, and then run make package from the terminal. That is the official. That is the official way of installing AUR packages using front ends like whatever these things are called now, Yowert, Yay, and all these other little tools.
Yeah.
You know, the official way is to download the snapshot, extract it, edit your package build, and then run make package.
Well, maybe if I had not turned on the AUR, that maybe I would have had a better experience. I really don't know.
Well, no,
I don't know.
There may have been things you needed.
I don't know.
AUR is an awesome tool to get packages into the system quickly and fairly easily, because basically all you're downloading is just a package build, which is basically a little notepad that has a set of instructions for downloading the package and compiling it for you on the fly. Then if you're using a helper, it'll install it for you.
Okay.
In some cases, it'll download the source code and build it for you.
Okay.
In other cases, it'll download a blob and just basically extract it into your file system.
I mean, it worked pretty good, other than the fact I couldn't play music CDs. That should have been the one. This battery says, "Who plays music?" See, that's not the point. It's not the. Yes, I'm sure you would have been kind if I I'm sure Spatry would have been kind if I installed Windows 10 and didn't play music. I'm sure you would have been kind. Yeah.
You're gonna tell me you got this record player you want to hook up to the USB port.
Hey, that's such a good idea. Hey.
That'd be fun.
Anyway.
You know, this is the 21st century. We don't use CDs and DVDs.
Vinyl is coming back.
It's all
I got tons of it
now.
That's right.
I don't even use a USB port to actually rip my vinyl. I just plug the auxiliary out on my stereo right into my laptop and play it right into Audacity, and it captures it just fine.
You should have done your homework, because
I need to jump off, guys. I need to help Pizza get a domain configured for a website.
Very good.
Okay.
All right.
Catch you guys later.
Yeah, I'll probably wrap this up in about 10 minutes or so. Spatchy, look at Madhouse Jack. Just see.
I'm sorry, did I miss something in the chat?
Did you? Look at Madhouse Jack. Yes, I can't play my Betamax tapes in my machine. What is... No. Anyway. No, I think I draw the line at VH. Although that's possible to hook it up, transfer
I
it to...
actually removed my...
Someone's yelling.
Hold on a minute. That is coming from my end. Let me mute the mic for a minute.
Okay. Very good. Someone's screaming at Manjaro. See, Spatch, like it doesn't work.
I removed the optical drive from this ThinkPad, and now it's got now it's got another hard drive in here.
Okay.
Now, I'm doing everything on digital media. Yes, I do have DVDs, I do have CDs, but I have already ripped all of the content from those media discs, and I have them stored on the hard drive, and I have my hard copies. But really, it's all digital media nowadays. So
perfectly understandable. Yeah.
Well, now Spatry, they make a new thing called an M disc. And this disc, the data you put on it is warranted for the rest of your life.
M stands for Manjaro, haha.
And plus another 1,000 years.
Oh, really? Let's see what the M disc looks like. Here, open it up.
Looks like this. It's
Daniel.
M is for Millennium.
Dan, just a quick. You don't have to talk that close to the mic. It sounds a little bit high pitched. Okay. Yeah.
Is it like a little chip, or what is it?
No, it's an actual Blu-ray.
Oh, it's a Blu-ray.
But it's made out of special material.
Gold.
Dilithium crystals, right, from Star Trek. Anyway, it lasts forever. Wow, okay. It's made out of crazy glue because it just bonds.
I got it with an optical drive I purchased. I actually purchased a Blu-ray burner, and that's what they sent with it.
Okay, very good. Then it makes sense. Yeah.
You're better off just getting a SSD drive to store all the data on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's instantaneous almost, you know. I mean,
yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I hear. Yeah.
Well, I do a lot of digging in used record and CD shops around here. And once in a while I get a CD and I want to rip it and make MP3s too, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when I'm doing my experiments in virtual machine and I'm installing these OSs, and I use some of my SSD drive space. It's amazing to see how quick these OSs load up. You know, and even on real hardware, if you don't have an SSD drive, toss it. You're gonna be blown away by this, because I mean your computer's gonna start up in a few seconds and shut down quickly too. It's amazing. You don't have to wait. You know, your days of waiting 2-3 minutes for the computer to boot up are gone. And, you know, 10 seconds your computer's started up and then you're ready to go.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
Well, so Patrick,
once you go SSD, you never want to go back to a real hard drive.
I'll find out.
Although you will want to have a real hard drive for storing your media, like movies, and you know you'll have an internal drive for storing games and stuff like that. But your main OS files, you have those on the SSD, and it's smooth.
So then you do your data on
yeah, and I mean because when you think about it, you know that you can have the fastest processor on Earth, but the thing is that's slowing that machine down is that
the hard drive is usually the slowest thing in the computer. Yeah,
absolutely. So, okay, Omega 10, the Windows 10 keeps getting more and more bugs. Just one of the worst.
Well,
unfortunately,
the last couple there's been problems. Unfortunately,
and SSD will show you them bugs much faster.
Okay. Well.
Absolutely. You know, malware 10 is what it is. You know, and I would recommend people slam their fingers in car doors before installing Windows on their computer.
I think Microsoft made Windows 10 more complicated than it should have been. They botched it.
Matthew and I were talking just this morning, as a matter of fact, after I did my live stream. He was telling me that they brought in another update, and now it's erasing people's data for completely different reasons than the one bug that they patched. So, I mean, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, which version of malware 10 you have. You know, if you update the thing, be prepared to lose all your data, you know?
Yeah, Microsoft is throwing gasoline on that meltdown inspector.
Anyway.
I think malware 10 is the best thing to happen to Linux.
It should have been.
You know, because, you know, more and more people are switching, you know.
Right.
You know, the past 2 weeks, Windows 10 has been like that employee that really wants to get fired, doing everything that they could to get fired, and you don't fire them, you know?
Yeah. All right. I want to wrap this up soon. I have a couple of news items for fun. Let me go to my page here.
It's news and nonsense.
That's all right. Here we go. California man trying to burn spiders ignites home.
That's California for you.
Yeah, really. What else we have here? Man caught smuggling live cobras under scooter seat. Well, that bites.
Oh.
Ooh. That's what it says. I'm just reading it.
Where do you get this flaming bag of poop from?
If it was not real, I think it's real. I wouldn't say it. So, I think my favorite was a couple years ago. Fire extinguisher factory burns down in Chicago. That was my favorite.
My favorite one was Georgia police use a coin toss to decide whether or not to arrest a woman.
Yeah, I remember that one, but no, I think the big news we were talking about, Toss, was the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Dinosaur farts.
Yeah, there was a theory years ago that what caused the extinctions of the dinosaur, the extinction was methane, too much farting. They farted themselves to death. That's what it said. So hey,
I still say it's a crappy news article.
Probably is. Yeah, I don't know what the prevailing theory is now, but
today we have the mastodon.
Yeah. This is a cool headline. Cat wakes sleeping owner to escape from fire. Good for the cat.
Good for the cat.
Yeah, that's right.
Get out of here. It's getting warm.
Yeah, that's right. Well, now the cat has 8 lives left. There you go. Let's see, what else?
If the cat doesn't wake up its owner, it ain't going to eat.
Well, so that's what self-preservation for food. Okay.
Cats aren't dumb.
Okay. I don't get this one. Wow. Actually, this is kind of fun. Now, okay, look. Hundreds of students fling shaving cream in annual foam fight in Scotland at a Scottish university. Okay, I hope they wasn't flinging blades too after the foam, you know. But all right. Anything else? Legal marijuana helps Canadian girl guide sell cookies. Okay, I'm sure she did. Anyway. All right. Any last minute questions or comments before I wrap it up for tonight in the chat? I want to thank everybody who joined in.
Yes.
For the last minute thing. This was fun. This was fun.
Yes.
I have a question, Todd.
Yes, sir.
When do we finally get you to kick Windows to the curb and use strictly Linux?
As soon as I can buy my Andromeda OS at Walmart, we're good to go.
You better pack a lunch because that's going to be
yeah, I know, really, yeah. I know. I know. Ain't that the truth? Benjamin says, your cat throws things on your head from the headboard if I don't wake up on time. That's pretty cool. Meow, donk.
Okay, Raphael had a good question. Why is Ubuntu doing 9 months?
Well, they have LTS and then non-LTS releases. So the LTS releases are once every 2 years, right? I'm assuming?
I think they're every 3 years, aren't
3
they?
years, okay.
Yeah,
I lost track. Okay. The 9 months ones are more or less to test, you know, what works and what doesn't work to get feedback for the next release and the next release. So I think the 9 months one are really more for testing.
Sort of like an in-between thing.
Yeah.
Well, you see,
hello,
I tried
Landon.
both of them. I tried both of them. The 1910 one, the software boutique center didn't work right. You had to install the Synaptic Package Manager if you wanted to find anything. Also, the kernel on the 1910 was a more advanced kernel. It was 14.18 or something like that. Where now we're at 4.15.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's 4.18 is what came with the other one, and it was listed as generic rather than OEM long term.
Yeah, they're fine for testing. It's not something I would use every day to do this because then I got to upgrade again in 9 months. So that's not worth it. They
certainly don't recommend them for production systems.
For testing, it's perfectly fine to give feedback. Yeah.
Everything else on it was pretty bulletproof except for them handful of items.
All right.
Yeah, and I've looked at a handful of the Ubuntu's myself, so yeah.
Okay.
But that's only because of the nature of the show.
Yes. Right. All right, I think we're caught up in the chat. No other questions or comments. I want to wrap this up for this evening. Again, thank you, everybody. This was a joy, as usual.
Yep.
If you would like to support the channel, check out the links below in the show notes. If you would like to join me for the private chat, you can support this channel for as little as $1 a month. That was by request, so you got it.
You went that low?
I know.
I told you before, don't do $1.
I know, but somebody said, Toss, I know you're worth more, but I can't afford it. So what am I going to do?
You're making more money than I am, Toss.
You know, so I left it at that. You
pay
know,
attention.
This is a community channel, so what the community wants, within reason, I will do. You know, I should have done it at $5 and up, but anyway.
Well, you're making more money than me, so yeah.
Well, that's what Italians are for. No, but
So I'll be there Friday, and I will try to bring some more information.
Right.
Send me my cut at the end of the show.
Yes, the Folgers is in the mail. Yeah, right. All right, Steve. Yeah.
Because like I said, I have a certified
I
pharmacy.
want Starbucks.
license.
Right. I remember. Okay.
So I did a couple of. I have to do continuing education every couple of years to keep
Very
my
good.
license.
Okay.
So I did some on opium and that. Oh, not opium, opioid.
Yeah. No.
so-
There's a couple of drugs on Suboxone. Am I saying it right? Suboxone. That's supposed to. So that's something fairly new that seems to work.
I think it's Naxalone. Yeah, it's
It's
supposed to help
something.
curb that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the doctors are saying that people who use it regularly, there's like a high rate of success or something
Yeah.
like that. Anyway, I'm still learning this, so thank you, Mark, for the Patreon. I did see that. Yeah. Thank you all who tried to support this little channel of ours after 8 years. I think the goal to this, I know that the goal for this is a full schedule, but I need your help. A regular schedule, as
You're
it
at
were.
10,000 subscribers now.
Yeah, I did some quick math. We need about a couple hundred patrons, give or take, to make this so I can do this full time or close to it, out of the 10,000+. See, part of the problem is I don't have a set schedule, and without that regular schedule to people to tune in to donate, why should they donate? Because they don't know when I'm going to be on. It's kind of a catch-22, you know.
Right.
But I'm here. If you have a question, you guys can ask. I respond to all questions that are civil. If they're not civil, I forward them to Spatry. No, just kidding.
Thanks.
All right, guys. I guess I'll catch you Friday night. So.
All right.
All right. Later.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Arrivederci. Ciao.
Take care, Spatry.